Hola! In this video, I'm going to try to make sense of my process of how I design a pin from beginning to end. My first idea was to do a cure wounds pin because someone asked me to, and I thought it was a good idea. I started trying to do like a regular enamel pin that just said cure wounds with a D8, and then I thought this would be more fun if it was useful as a spinner. So I was like, oh, a D8 spinner. Great, let's go with that. I thought the idea of flowers blooming one for each number in the D8 would be a really good idea. So I started a very loose sketch on a sketchbook, and then I bring it into Illustrator to vector it. I decided to start picking the fonts that I was gonna use, so I know where the flowers would go. And this is where I changed my mind about the border. I thought I wanted to make it like a wavy line, so then I changed my mind. I was like, nope, better just do it round. And this is the fun part, just drawing all these flowers. I tried to make each one of them different. I was trying really hard not to copy paste, so they would all look organic and different. And all these yellow dots that you're gonna see me add, they're going to be screen printed on top of the pin, so they don't have to be surrounded by metal. I want it to be this little detail that hopefully will be pretty visible. I've been adding more screen printed details in my pins lately, and sometimes you like don't even see it. Sometimes they really bring something nice to the pin, like something extra, like something really that people cannot pirate, because I've had so many of my pins pirated, my designs, and it's usually like the easiest designs that get copied. But when you add things like screen printing details and things like that, it's something they're not going to just even try to do pirate copy of, because it's not gonna look as good. Or if they do try to do a pirate copy, it's just never gonna look as good as the original. So just I've been trying to add more details like that to my work. And I think spinner pins just in general are harder to copy just because they're very expensive to make. And also, I just love how the adding details like that makes the final look, that I put so much more thought into it. And I do like I really lovingly add each line. Like, this took hours, and the video is probably gonna be, I don't know, 5 minutes, but it does take a lot of work, guys. Something to really help with the time it takes to do organic lines like this is using the pencil tool on Illustrator. It's not about the pen tool sometimes. Just do whatever is easiest. And I think the pencil tool really helps to, if I had to do this with a pen tool, it would take so long. So I'm a huge fan of the pencil tool, and also the smooth tool to just smooth out those lines so they look not so wobbly. Something that I forget when I'm designing pins is that I'm really, really zoomed into the tiny details, and actually how it's gonna look at the end. It's gonna be everything more smoothed out, and the dots that I'm adding here are gonna be extremely small. And I forget that a lot sometimes until I have the pin in my hand and I'm like, I didn't have to obsess over all these details because you can't even see it. So yeah, I try to remind myself of that, but sometimes I just work on something that at the end you're not even gonna see. So something to keep in mind. And this is pretty much when I'm gonna be done with the flowers, adding the last leaves that I forgot on some of the numbers. And this is when I start obsessing about details. You got a little glimpse of my font cloud there. It's where I keep all my fonts that I bought or downloaded from Creative Market. I try to organize them into, fonts that are like sans serif, pretty good for pins, or like flowery fonts that I could use for like backing cards or things like that. But I always end up using like the same 2 or 3. but I'm always downloading more fonts because I just love looking at them. And sometimes I want something new for a backing card or something, and I just go to that file, because the only way to keep track of all the fonts that I have is to have a list like that. And here's where I'm adding the spinner. So you can see, like, I had a photo of my hand that I took in the position that I needed, and traced it, adjusted it, and then I created the spinner. As you can see in a little bit, I'm gonna change my mind about how it's ultimately gonna look like, but this was my first idea. Then I realized that I hated it, but then I fixed it. It's fine. And then I realized that I had no idea what to do with the colors. So I started adding colors. This is a very bad plan. I should always start with a color in mind. But then I had this idea of cure wounds, like Red Cross. It should be red. That's why I added the crosses with the words. Unfortunately, I really hate the color red. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this before. So I always go for like a dark orange. So I was really trying to work around my hatred of red. And nothing was working until I added this very dark green background. And then I was like, yes, I like this. And of course, I ended up with like a minty color because that's what I do. And I thought the red flowers worked really well with this background. And then I decided that I'm going to screen print the text, because that worked really well with my last spinner pen. I didn't lose any detail. It just worked really, really well. And also I can make the fonts another color, because I can screen print in any color instead of doing it like a metal. So I was like, yes, let's do that, even though it increases the price. I just like it to look pretty. And this is where I realized, I hate the spinner. Let's make the shape like if it was like a D8 die. So I made this shape, and that's where I'm doing my math, trying to figure out what's the perfect turn, so I can check every number to make sure that it matches perfectly. Just, the little details that really matter of how the pin is gonna look in the end. Because what I love about pins is that in the end, your final result is gonna be exactly like what you had in the file, especially if you designed it well. In the end, I really liked how the new spinner came out. I feel like it looks like the hand is levitating in that die, and I just love that. The only thing that I might be changing again might be the color. We'll see. Thank you so much for watching the video till the end. Hopefully it was entertaining or informative in some way. And let me know if you have any other requests for videos I could do. And bye everybody, or at least the one person who stayed till the end. Bye!